By Ford. Going further so you can. And by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Well documented that this is a racetrack. When he comes, he is very comfortable. The reason why? Because he has been dominant at this racetrack. He has 11 career wins. That is more than very close to the rest of the field combined at this racetrack. 11 Dover wins. That's more than 28 drivers as far as career wins. And the laps led, 3,100 laps led again. More than drivers have led in their careers, and that's at this one racetrack. Four-time winner in a Dover playoff race. There's only one other driver. I mean, there's nobody that has come close to the dominance that Jimmy Johnson has at this racetrack. And so when we come to this racetrack, I think, Jeff, you brought it up maybe a week ago, that this is a racetrack where we will see what kind of a championship contender Jimmy Johnson will be for the remainder of the playoffs.
Well, Steve just spoke about it and how great Jimmy Johnson is that we saw on the graphic, and I think that's why that makes this race important, is we keep waiting. You know, is Jimmy Johnson, is the championship Jimmy Johnson going to show up, or is it going to be the regular season Jimmy Johnson? And, you know, we keep waiting, and I think if it's going to show up, it needs to show up this week, Steve. I think this is the week. I don't know that there's any track that he's better. And I think if you leave here not running well, I think that shows that they have serious issues.
Well, remember, this is a race that he won in the spring. So the one Dover race we've seen this year, he's a winner at. So of his 3 wins, 1 was here. And, I mean, look at his numbers. His numbers are outstanding. I just think that I won't even say he has to win. He has to compete for the win. Because a lot of factors go into whether you can win this race or not. So I'm not hanging the success on whether he can go to victory lane, but I'm hanging on the success of all these restarts. We need to see you in the front 2 rows, battling with the 78, battling with the 18, battling with the 42. That's what we're looking for out of the 7-time champ, to be able to, with any sort of convincing fashion, argue that he could become an 8-time this year.
Now, and I think it's important to remember, too, though, that in the spring race, he only led a handful of laps.
Right.
You know, late in the race, he took the lead after a late race restart. So in the spring, they didn't show 48 speed like we have typically seen from them at Dover.
We continue to say Jimmy Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, Jimmy Johnson. Well, the team has to also be on their game. 2 years ago, Jimmy Johnson came to pit road and they saw a problem. They knew that there was something wrong with this car. They had to take it behind the wall to the garage to start working on it, and it ended up being a failed part. There was a part in the rear axle that failed, and that ended up keeping Jimmy Johnson from advancing to have a shot at the championship 2 years ago.
And arguably, that was one of the biggest letdowns in playoff NASCAR history. He came in here with well over a 20-point margin and lost that cushion. So when we do look at the playoffs, I know we talk McMurray, Stenhouse, Dylan Newman, but man, Jimmy Johnson's only plus 32, Blaney 26, Elliott 26. You know, those drivers are not safe.
And just so you're aware, the clock is running. The green flag on this first round has begun. They have already told these drivers that they can go out, turn a lap. They have 20 minutes in this first round to see if they can be in the top 24 that will advance them into the second round. Now, in practice earlier today, it was Matt Kenseth who was fastest with more on the 20. Here's Parker.
Well, guys, as we've seen week after week, a couple teams being a little slow to be able to get through tech inspection, and that is the case for the 20 of Matt Kenseth this week. You can see him strapping in, just getting everything strapped in up there, and then the team is just working at the back here to get some of the last preparations done after coming through tech, and then they're going to be able to roll out on the racetrack. But a little late here for the 20. You also have the 31 of Ryan Newman, who was a little late, and then behind the 20 here is the 77 as well. So just a couple teams getting through tech slowly, but they're going to be able to get out there for this first round.
Well, the fact that Matt Kenseth is in his race car lets me know they're in good shape. They should be able to get out there on the racetrack pretty quick.
And easily get a lap in. Again, just under 17 minutes, and nope, not one car has been on the track to start this first round.